Hello, my name is John McCurdy, and this copyrighted recording is part of an online class entitled Creatorship 101, Being the Creator That You Are. This class is available at libraryoftherose.com, and I thank you for subscribing. Now I invite you to take a deep breath, relax, and allow yourself to feel this experience.
Dear friends, the time of awakening is here. It is upon you. That grand time that has been prophesied since as long as humans have kept records, and before. It is here. It is no longer a future event. It is here, now. You are waking up, dear friends. You are coming to the end of a very long journey. A very long dream, in reality. For you dreamed that you were small. You dreamed that you were limited. It was a grand dream, full of adventures and experiences, and pain and joy, and everything you can imagine. But dear friends, it was a dream. The truth is that you are a creator. You always have been a creator. There is no being anywhere, anytime, any place, in any dimension, in all that is. There is no being that is a grander creator than you. Breathe that in, dear friends. Breathe in your creatorship. Oh, you ask, how could I possibly be a creator when my life is such a mess? But dear friends, you are. And the first step to reclaiming your creatorship is to own it. The first step to being a conscious creator is to acknowledge that you are a creator. So breathe it in, dear friends. Breathe it in. Now, as you breathe in your creatorship, there are going to be some issues that come up. If you are the creator of your life, then that means that you are responsible for everything that is in your life, for everything that has ever happened in your life. It means that you can no longer blame anyone else in any way. For you, dear friend, are the one that created it. That person that betrayed you, that person that hurt you, you can't blame them anymore. For it was your creation, dear friends. And now there's an even bigger issue coming up. How can it possibly be my fault? Dear friends, we did not say it was your fault. That is a human term that is used for shame and guilt and judgment. Step back a little. You created some grand experiences in your life. Some of them were painful, but they were grand. They were experiences. And dear friends, there was a reason for every single one. Yes, many of them hurt. And you no longer need to create experiences that hurt. But you had a very good reason for everything that you created. So let go of the blame, even of yourself. The first lesson of creatorship, and the one that we will come back to over and over again. The first lesson is to accept all things as they are. Oh, but that is a challenge. That flies against everything you have ever been taught. Even your New Age movement. Oh, you've been taught for for so long that you have to fight against evil. That you have to resist everything out there that you don't like. And then along came this new consciousness. It was indeed a huge step forward. But it was only a step. In this new consciousness, they said, your thoughts are what create. So if you can just control your thoughts, you can create more of what you want, and less of what you don't want. They said it is what you think about that you create in your life. So stop thinking about the bad things. Think only about the good things, and you'll have more of them. Well, you took that in, many of you. And you started working really hard to only think about those things that you liked, that made you feel good. And you did everything you could to avoid thoughts and feelings that you didn't like. And in the process, dear friends, you created a huge imbalance. Oh, it really was a giant step forward. For it began to help you to see that you have something to do, a part to play in the creation of your life. But it wasn't the whole story. Human consciousness wasn't ready for the whole story yet. So now you ask, if I accept this disease that's in my body, if I accept that clunker of a car that's in my driveway, if I accept the fact that I can't pay my bills right now, if I accept the fact that there are people in my life who are doing things that I don't like, if I accept the fact that I am hurting in so many different ways, won't that make those things bigger? Dear friends, hear us clearly, for there is nothing that could be further from the truth. When you accept what is, just the way it is, when you accept all things just as they are, you free up your own energy. You free yourself from those things. As long as you resist them, you feed them. You hold them to you. But when you accept them, everything starts to change. A real creator does not control anything. For a real creator simply creates. When you try to control something, when you try to fix it and change it or push it out of your life, all you do is make it real. All you do is acknowledge that it exists, and in that acknowledgement you recreate it over and over again. Dear friends, if you want to be free, the solution is not to try to get rid of or fix anything. Instead, bless it. Bless it, dear friends. Some of you try to ignore it. You think, if I just don't think about those things, they'll go away. No, dear friends, they won't. For in your attempt to not think about them, there's a part of you that is still focused on them. Just the attempt to ignore them makes them real. It feeds them and it holds them to you. Now, dear friends, your thoughts do not create. They can influence your creation to a certain extent. Because they influence who you are. But thoughts themselves have no creative power whatsoever. It was a useful misunderstanding, but the time has come to go beyond it. It is you who create, dear friend, not your thoughts. You have heard talk of what is called the law of attraction. Now, this law is very real in your realm, or so it seems. When it comes right down to it, there is not a single law anywhere in the omniverse that applies to a creator. But here on earth, the law of attraction is a useful way to look at how creation works. You've been told that it is your thoughts that attract. But it isn't, dear friends. Your thoughts are only a tiny part of the equation. The law of attraction works according to who you are and who you are being. Your thoughts make up a very small percentage of who you are being. Sometimes it seems like your thoughts are what create. Because your thoughts often emanate from who you are being. And sometimes if you work hard enough, you can temporarily change your overall vibration by forcing yourself to think in a certain way. But it doesn't last, dear friends. It never lasts. Your being was never meant to be controlled, was never meant to be put in prison. When you try to control your thoughts, you put a part of you in prison. And at some point, that part will rebel. That part of you will break itself free. And then all hell will break loose in your life. No, dear friends, the answer is not to control what you think about. The answer is to accept everything, including what you think about. So bring your attention now to an issue that is in your life. Something you're unhappy with, that you're struggling with, that you want it to change. Now, can you accept this thing in your life? Perhaps it's a person. Can you accept this person? Oh, a part of you says, well, if I must, I can accept this person, but I sure don't accept what they're doing. Dear friends, that's a cop-out. That will keep you stuck and in misery. To accept what they are doing does not mean that you agree with them. Does not mean that you need to participate in it with them. Doesn't mean you have to like it. It just means that you accept that this is what is right now. This is what is in your life right now. This is what you have created. Dear friends, everything, every single thing, person event that is in your life, everything is your creation. When you resist it, when you try to fix and change or push away anything that is in your life, you deny your own creatorship. In the biblical creation parable, it says that God created the heavens and the earth and everything in them. And then he looked and said, "It is good." He didn't look and say, "Oh, I made a mistake over there." He said, "It is good." Dear friends, when you can look around at your life, at everything that you have created, the good, the bad, the beautiful, the ugly, the painful, the joyful, when you can look at every bit of it and say, "I created that, and it is good." Oh, friends, when you can say that, your life will change. Your experience of life will change. You will begin to know a joy that you have never experienced before. The world around you will begin to reflect that inner joy. So, dear friends, are you ready to accept everything in your life? No, it's probably not going to happen overnight. You've spent many, many lifetimes fighting against all the things you don't want. In fact, you've been doing that since you first left home. Long before you ever came to Earth. So it's going to take some time. Not very much time. You might say, "Oh, I'd love to, but I don't know how to do that." Dear friends, it's a simple choice. Come back to the issue that you were thinking of a few moments ago. Whatever it is. You look at it, and you say, "I choose to accept this just the way it is. I choose to allow it to be in my life. I bless it. I accept accept it. And then you let it go, dear friends. Oh, it won't be long and you're going to be pushing against it again. And in the moment that you realize that, you simply restate your choice. I choose to accept this. And you just keep coming back to that. At first, it may take some reminders here and there. But the more you do it, the more you make that choice, the sooner you'll remember. And the more quickly you'll come back to your center, to that acceptance. If there is a disease in your body, dear friend, your tendency is to try to push it out of your body, to try to get rid of it. We invite you to try something different. Invite it in. Invite it to come all the way into your body. Oh, that's a scary thought. To invite a disease into my body? Dear friends, we ask you to try it. You might be amazed. For when you accept it, when you invite it in, you free the energies in your body and they know exactly what to do with it. Your body knows how to take the energy of that disease and turn it into a blessing. Your body knows how to transform the energy of that disease into healing, into wholeness, into balance and health. But as long as you are fighting that disease, your body can't do anything with it but fight it. Your body cannot transmute it, cannot transform it, as long as you are resisting it. Many of you have a few more pounds on your body than you like. And you fight it. You go on diets. You try to get rid of that extra weight. And then a point comes where that part of you rebels. You can't stay in that prison anymore and your diet fails. And the next thing you know, whatever weight you lost has come back with friends. Dear friends, the answer is to accept it. That fat on your body is part of you. It's calling out for your love. In fact, it's what your body does when your body feels afraid and unloved. A creator, dear friends, a real creator does not try to get rid of anything. A real creator looks at the pounds on his or her body and says, "Look what I created. It's good. I bless it. I love it." A real creator accepts him or herself just the way he or she is. And then that acceptance, you free your body to come into balance. Oh, but then you hear that and you say, well, I can accept my body for right now. And a few days later you step on the scale and you say, I still have all these pounds. It's not working. They're friends. That's not acceptance. That's a trick. And it doesn't work. If you want your body to come back into balance, then you have to let go of your agendas of what that balance looks like. You have to find the place in you where you're really okay with the weight. You have to find the place in you where it's okay if that weight stays on your body for the rest of your life. For only then are you truly accepting it. Only then do you free your body to find its own balance. The Creator does not control their friends. For control is a denial of your creatorship. A creator accepts. And in that acceptance, magic begins to happen. In that acceptance, everything begins to change. It doesn't change according to your human agendas. It might not mean that your body gets skinny. It might not mean that you get a shiny new car right away. Or ever. But it does mean that everything you need will be present when you need it. Reclaiming your creatorship doesn't mean that you're always going to feel good. For feeling less than good is a part of the human experience. It just is. Being a creator means that you bless the feeling bad too. That you breathe it in as the grand experience that it is. And then you watch the magic unfold. A time will come when you can be in the midst of the greatest pain, the most intense pain, emotional or physical, and still feel joy. Still look around at life and say, this is grand. But dear friends, when you find that place, that pain doesn't stay around. It transforms very quickly. Oh, it still comes sometimes. But when you are in that place of acceptance, it transforms very quickly into something grand and wonderful. So are you ready, dear friends? Are you ready to be the creator that you are? Are you ready to begin to accept everything just the way it is? It's a simple choice. I choose to accept this. And then you breathe it in. And then when you find that you're not accepting it, you make the choice again. And you breathe it in again. The more you do it, the more natural it will become. Be patient with yourself. Like we said earlier, the process of reclaiming your creatorship is the most difficult and the most rewarding process that any angel has ever gone through. That any being anywhere has ever gone through. So be patient with yourself, dear friends. Allow the feelings to move through you. Simply watch them. Welcome them. Accept them. And watch as your life begins to change. Your life will change, dear friends. Some things will leave. Other things will come in. Let it happen. Let it happen. It is a grand journey that you are on. And you are in exactly the right place. And you are never alone. Let the journey unfold. We are complete for now.